It's your local fitness go-to girl, Fee King, the body architect. Happy Let's Talk About It Tuesday. This is the first time I am going live on YouTube outside of the Fee King show. This is super exciting. It's your local fitness go-to girl, Fee King, the body architect. Happy Let's Talk About It Tuesday. This is the first time I am going live on YouTube outside of the Fee King show. This is super exciting. So let me see. This is, you know what I love about technology? I love that we get to figure it out live in real time. It's kind of like being an actor on stage. What's up, Felicia Vaughn? I love the way you spell Felicia. I too am a Felicia. Happy Let's Talk About It Tuesday. I am live on the YouTube. I am live in our Her Story group. Every Tuesday we get to talk about it. What is going on in your life? What is going on in the world? What is on your mind? Few things I want to talk about on this Tuesday is the kindness of strangers. Let me tell you, I want to talk about a few things, and my goal is to do this in under 20 minutes. Under 20 minutes. It's 1:15. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get pumped up about your life, about your over 40, over 50, over 60 life. This morning, I looked at my cell phone before heading out to Trader Joe's, and I said, okay, maybe I'll jog to Trader Joe's, which is about 1.5 miles. And listen, I should not, had I not looked at the temperature, maybe I would have done it, but I'm glad I didn't because it is close to freezing. I'm like, listen, it is winter in spring. It is spring in summer, but guess what? We get to still get out there and get things done. I decided with my partner, Sekou Wright, so we're not going to let the weather, we're not going to let the temperature, the season, we are not going to let the moods, the energies of others dictate our movement. I needed to get to Trader Joe's to get some food. And I'm so grateful I did. But listen, let me tell you what happened when I got out there. I get to the corner. I'm about to cross to get on the bus stop. The bus is there. And I was like, oh no, oh no, no, oh no, no. And so I made a decision. I said, okay, I could either start jogging or walking, or I could just wait for another bus. I had on one glove because I can't find my other glove. I chose not to walk, not because of the weather, but because of some of the other things that I have planned today. Today's a long day. Yesterday was a long day. Every day, I tell you, if I get even more things packed in my over 40 days, I don't know what I'm going to do. I caught the bus. I get on the bus. The next stop, two older women get on the bus. One had a walker, and there was a seat next to me available, but she was standing, and I said, would you like to sit? And she was like, oh, thank you so much. And I'm like, sure, I got you. Next stop, another senior citizen gets on the bus, and she has a roller cart, and the lady sitting next to me starts speaking to her in Spanish as if she knew her, but she didn't know her. But she was treating her like she knew her. I asked that lady, would you like my seat? She said, no, I'm fine. I was like, you sure? Yes, I'm fine. Okay. And I just thought, okay, this is beautiful. Like I'm feeling all warm and fuzzy inside. 3 stops from my stop, which is Trader Joe's, 72nd and Amsterdam. A senior citizen who had gotten on the bus at my stop was sitting on the outside seat. So there's an empty seat in the close to the window. A woman gets on the bus. She looked younger than the woman who said, here, come sit. And so I was like, what's going on? Like our sisters are being our sister's keeper. It was so beautiful to see so many women, especially women of a certain age. All of these women that I'm speaking about appear to be over 60. The woman who was a little younger than the woman who offered her inside seat. Might have been late 50s, I'm not sure. But she was holding coffee, and so I could tell that this woman didn't want her to drop her coffee. It was beautiful. It was so endearing, and it helped to set the tone for my Trader Joe's shopping experience. I love Trader Joe's, but listen, sometimes Trader Joe's is so packed. And so I get my mind right. I'm leaving Trader Joe's. I decide to take the subway back because taking the bus meant I was going to have to walk about 5 blocks from the bus stop home. But that's not an issue. But I only have one glove. So this means that this hand was going to be exposed. And I said, listen, you get to live life with ease and grace. You get to lighten your load a little bit. I decided I'm going to take the subway so that it lets me off in Port Authority. It's a long walk, but I also got my exercise in. Most importantly, I got my exercise in, but my hand it was able to stay warm. I'm about to leave Port Authority to head outside. And then just the most beautiful thing happened. And this is when you know that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, whether it is in your professional life, your familial life, family, your career life, your relationship life, your health life. Even if it looks, I don't believe in good and bad. I'll just say, even if it looks like it is what it is. I know that I was supposed to take the subway back versus the bus. Had I not, I don't know how I would have experienced what I experienced. And then I was standing there watching Rev Melissa's show, Sip, and my fiance, Sekou, is on her show today. Had none of this been happening, had I not been determined to watch the show and not miss it. So I just pulled over to the side, getting the show loaded up on my cell phone. And I could hear this man saying, "Hey, I love you. How you doing today? I love you." No, I don't think he's talking to me. He wasn't. There was an older man coming down the escalator. And this older man was probably, I'm going to say maybe in his 80s, very fragile, Black older man. And the man that was calling out to him was a Spanish man, probably in his 50s, very nice looking man, had just a nice face. And he walks up the escalator as it's coming down to greet this man. And he takes, don't you be getting on social media crying. And he took his hand and he kissed it. And then he looks over at me and he says, "Good morning, sis." He says, "See," and honestly, he said so many things so fast, I didn't catch but a few. And it's not even important because what I caught was the essence of who he is and his aura. I mean, his aura just lit up this corridor from the outside to Port Authority, and then you take the escalator up, and now you're officially in Port Authority, and you can get to the subway, you can get to trailways, buses that take you everywhere, and they have shops in there. It's really beautiful. What I heard him say was something about, this is the real New York. We love one another. We look out for one another. We got one another's back, and we care about people. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And then he said to me, he said, "You have a beautiful day." And I said, "Thank you so much. And I wish that," oh, sorry about that. My bad. I wish that I wasn't scrambling for the phone so that I could just have a conversation with him and get more understanding of his relationship with this man. It felt like they knew one another, and he did also say, this is how we do it every day. It was beautiful. And I thought, it's beautiful to see older people, especially, showing up for one another in that way. I remember growing up, and maybe you can attest to this. Let me know. We are talking about whatever is on your mind, in your heart. It is Let's Talk About It Tuesday in her story. It is Let's Talk About It Tuesday, day 1 on YouTube. I'm your local fitness go-to girl, Fee King, the body architect. I help women over the age of 40 specifically, yet not exclusively, get unstuck and become unstoppable. My new book just dropped 3 weeks ago, Her Story Unstuck. Her Story Unstuck. That was my English accent. Her Story Unstuck. It is on sale on Amazon, and I'm super excited about the work that is presenting itself for me to do, my passion and my purpose. There was a time when I was growing up when there were these stories, and Elisa, maybe you can relate to this, that as you got older, you became jaded and bitter and grumpy. You know, they talk about the grumpy old person. If you didn't accomplish and or achieve the things in your earlier years that you wanted to, you end up growing old and bitter. And I just remembered when I was young, in my teens and 20s, thinking, I don't want to be an old grumpy person. I don't want to not be happy and not be filled with joy. And then I realized, okay, well, stop saying that and focus only on what you want. And it's something that seems as simple as that. And we hear it and we'll use it, we'll say it sometimes, and then we'll quickly revert back to that old story, that old programming. We all do it, which is why the work is so important. And it's not just repetition, 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 but it's also having these tools and being able to put them to work, right? Imagine having a hammer and you have all these beautiful paintings that you want to hang up, and yet you never use the hammer because it's heavy, it's big, it's uncomfortable, it's awkward. Well, how are you going to ever hang those photos, those paintings up? How are you going to ever get better at it if you don't put it to work? And that is why it's so important to really be mindful of not just your thoughts, not just your thoughts, but be mindful of the words that you use and the things that you believe and where you're getting your information from. Because while that story that I just shared with you, there may be some truth to it, meaning there may be some people who have grown older, because I know some young people who are grumpy and who are a little jaded and bitter and all the things. But I also have been encountering so many beautiful older people who are absolutely not that way. What time is it? Oh my goodness. I said I was going to be on here for 20 minutes, y'all. It's been like almost 40 minutes. It goes by so fast. So I'm going to wrap it up. Be mindful of your thoughts, your actions, and your words, and be mindful of the information that you are taking in and where you're getting it from. So many people say that New York, I remember in Baltimore, when I first told people that I was living in Baltimore, oh my goodness, I got so many DMs. Be careful, watch your back. And are you sure you want to be there? Why would you move there? And I was like, how about congratulations? Can we start with congratulations, B? Congratulations. New York, I've been coming back and forth to New York from Maryland because I had a boyfriend who's now a fiance. He lives in New York. I'm in Baltimore. So we've been doing the long distance thing for quite a while. And oh my goodness, they were like, well, you know what's happening in New York? And I was like, no. I said, I'm very aware of things that are going on in the world, but I choose what I want to take in and what I allow to resonate with my spirit. And I have met some of the most beautiful, kind, giving, and supportive human beings in New York City, in Baltimore, Maryland, in DC, in Bowie, in Los Angeles, California. Let us be mindful of the thoughts that we're thinking, the words that we're using, the belief systems that we are implementing, and how we're showing up in the world and how we're showing up for other people. Those senior citizens today just further confirmed for me how I am intending to age with ease and grace and with kindness and with love and with optimism. I'm your local fitness go-to girl, Fee King, the body architect. Thank you for sharing just a few moments with me. It's almost, I've been on here now for 25 minutes. We are live on YouTube. God willing, my goal is to go live on YouTube 2-3 times a week. We'll see what happens. This is day one. Let's talk about it Tuesday. Tomorrow is We Working Wednesday. So we working in these streets. What are you working on? What are you creating? What projects do you have going on? What areas do you need support in? And then Thursday is Thankful Thursday and Throwback Thursday. We get to post our videos, photos from back in the day. I absolutely love Throwback Thursday. And then we got Free Flowing Friday, Free Flowing Friday, Free Flowing Friday. Say Free Flowing Friday after 40. All right, y'all. Peace and love. I am out.